Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott. I saw a kind of fun thread going around. Jacob from Music Sucker, I believe is the name of his channel. I'll leave the link below to his video. Um, just a pretty simple one. Spell out Easter using band names or album titles or something. The band that immediately occurred to me was Marillion. Uh, and if you don't know, you'll know from the first thing that I show, Easter related. So I'm going to do it all with Marillion album titles. Um, I'm focusing on the Steve Hogarth era of Marillion because the Fish era is great. If you don't know anything about Marillion, their original singer Fish for the first four albums, that is considered the golden period of Marillion, and that's a lot of people when Fish left, they stopped listening to Marillion. When Steve Hogarth, the current singer, the new guy who joined in 1989, when he joined, a lot of people just kind of tuned out. But they're my all-time favorite band, and the Hogarth stuff, a lot of it, to me, surpasses the Fish stuff. But everybody has their own opinions. So rather than doing the Fish stuff that's always been talked about, I thought I'd do the Steve Hogarth stuff. So for E, this is why I thought of Easter for this topic, or Marillion for the Easter topic. They're probably one of the most popular hits with Steve Hogarth was from the Seasons End album, the first album with him, and it's the song Easter. This is a picture disc 7-inch I have. Fantastic song. If you are a big Marillion freak, you might be a little tired of it because they play it at almost every show, but it's a fantastic song anyway. This one, the B-side is The Release, which is also an amazing song too. Yeah. So if nothing else, if you haven't heard Easter, I would recommend checking that out and see what you think of it. They're certainly a different band than they were with Fish, but just as good, or maybe even better in my opinion. For A, Anarachnophobia from 2001. Yes, 2001. One of the middle period albums when kind of really a lot of people, even fans, weren't paying too much attention. This to me, I think, was the start of kind of an upswing that continued on their next album, Marbles, which is kind of considered a more modern classic. Modern, even though it's almost 20 years old now. But yeah, Anarachnophobia. A lot of good songs on this. I would certainly recommend, if you see this used laying around for $5, give it a chance. S. A lot of choices for S, but I just decided to go with an album that nobody likes. This is Somewhere Else from 2007. This is the follow-up to Marbles, which pretty much everybody loved. And it's not bad. There's a lot of good songs on it, but just there's a couple bad ones. And coming off the high of Marbles, it really didn't stand up. And a lot of people either don't like it or are just indifferent on it. This is, if I had to rank, this would probably be my lowest ranking Marillion album. There's still some good songs on it, though. The title track is awesome. The Wound is awesome. And whenever they play a lot of these songs live, I'm excited about it. It's just, I don't know, in the context of the album, it doesn't work all that well. But Somewhere Else from Marillion. So now we're on to T. This Strange Engine from 1997. Yes, 1997. This was the first album after their drop from EMI, and it's fantastic. The title track is one of their first really long epics. It's about 18 minutes, and it's the lyrics are about Steve Hogarth's childhood and various things that happened to him. But the music is incredible. The solo near the end, Steve Rothery's solo, is one of my favorites of all time. So if you're in for an 18-minute song, check out the song "The Strange Engine" from the album "The Strange Engine." Yeah, I like this whole album except for Estonia. It's a very slow, ballady type, sad song that the band apparently is in love with, because I've seen them, I don't know, 25 times, and I would say 20 of the times they've played Estonia, and I'm kind of over it. So, but it's not a bad song either. I'm just tired of it. All right, for S, or no, for E, I can't spell, you guys. I'm sorry. For E, I went with... This is the collector's pre-order box for the double album Happiness is the Road. It's got 2 albums in there, and volume 1 is called Essence. There aren't really many E's to choose from for Marillion, so I went with this. But I thought it'd be cool to show one of these pre-order boxes. Marillion kind of started the whole crowdfunding thing in the late 90s. And they do it now with most of their new releases. They'll announce a pre-order for it, and it'll be a year and a half in advance. And, you know, it's usually not cheap. I think this was probably $60 or something. But it's a way for a band that you really believe in and want them to do exactly what they want to do. It's a cool way to support them and pay for the recording of the album. And then, you know, you get this cool, like, kind of collector's edition. I won't go through it, but yeah, here's the book for the first album, Essence, which is the one that I picked. I got it upside down and the disc is falling out. This is a disaster. All right, so just a bigger book with more artwork and little lyrics, of course. And then in one of these volumes, I'm not sure which one, I'm not going to go through it right now, but if you pre-ordered, you get your name printed in it. So there's a whole list of names and you can go through and see your name and get all excited. But yeah, so Essence, the story of this album is The Hard Shoulder, Volume 2, was the album that they were recording. Had some leftover songs from other sessions and then some newer songs that they'd written. And then they kind of got inspired by just kind of following another path, jamming, and they came up with Essence, which is more of like it's not really a concept album, but more of less a collection of songs and more things just flow into the next. So yeah, just kind of a inspiration thing, and I really think it's great. It's my favorite of the 2 volumes, and This Train Is My Life, the opening song, is so great. There are more than any band, Marillion has songs that bring tears to my eyes, and that's one of them. Got to see him do it live once, and that was incredible. So yeah, so my second E is Essence, Volume 1 of Happiness is the Road. And then R is Radiation. This is the 2013 remaster, remix, partial re-recording. This one originally came out in 1999. No, 1998, pardon me. Another of the forgotten period albums that people either didn't like or didn't talk about. The recording was kind of weird, and this version fixes a lot of those problems. I'm such a sicko that I'm now going to I'm down to the least popular Marillion albums and proclaiming how awesome they are and that people shouldn't understand them. So that's where I'm coming from. I definitely wouldn't start with this one if you haven't listened to Marillion, but definitely has some good songs. I was in the camp of not liking it, and then I realized that 7 out of the 8 songs, whenever I heard them live, I would get all excited to hear them. So I was like, why don't you like the album? It's sequenced weird. The last 2 songs are long and slow, so it kind of peters out instead of ending strong. But yeah, good album anyway. So that's my Easter spelling, you guys. Well, this went longer than I thought. Sorry. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a happy Easter or whatever you're doing this weekend. Later.